school, nigga, I'ma be a dope dealer. I'ma be a killer. Yeah,
What is up, guys? This is the Faded Toxic Show, a must-see show back here, right here on YouTube.com. We're here to talk about Smackdown and review it and tell you everything about this pay-per-view. Or not pay-per-view. No, it wasn't a pay-per-view. It's not terrible like SummerSlam was. Let's talk about it. Come on, guys. We got Ice Cube kicking off the show. How can you get any better, guys? We're here live to review SmackDown and to talk about it right here on YouTube. Let's get into it. This was an amazing show. You see, you don't get nights like last night. When I turned on, I expected it to be bad. I did expect it to be bad. Because what have they been giving us the past 3 weeks? Nothing but bullcrap storylines that are worthless. They're worthless. But last night, we saw that they were trying, right? That they were going out there and they were pulling risks and they were thinking about their decisions. I generally don't like SmackDown, but last night I enjoyed it very, very much. You know, as I think about it right now, I can't really think of one thing to complain about from last night. I mean, the matches were mediocre, but you got to admit, it's better than what they were giving us. It is better than what they were giving us. All right? Appreciate when they give good television. Because last night, we got great television. Did we deserve it? Of course we did. We got SummerSlam, which was a complete embarrassment on WWE's part. They came back and they kicked ass on SmackDown like they normally don't. But we're right here. I'll go over the results. A cold open for the show had Baron Corbin, Eric Rowan, Apollo Crews, and Rhino talking in the locker room while Dolph Ziggler sulked on a chair. What? Sulked. I never even heard that. Stupid website. Never mind. But he was sitting on a chair and he was acting all sad because of his loss to Dean Ambrose. AJ Styles entered and bragged about beating up John Cena, then mocked Ziggler. Ziggler headbutted them, and they had to pull apart the brawl between the two. Very good start, all right? It just shows you how good AJ Styles as a heel. I don't know, this website isn't talking about it, but he actually put on the headband, or whatever that band is, around John Cena's bicep, which states never give up. So he goes, puts it around his head, and laughs at everybody's faces. Typical great heel by AJ Styles. I love what he's doing. You see, AJ Styles will be the next face of SmackDown. There's no doubt in my mind. All right, he is the greatest heel in the company, arguably. But AJ Styles could easily be the best man for that brand. You heard it right here on the Faded Toxic Show. Moving on, the women's tag team divisions were in the ranks. Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan entered to introduce the new SmackDown Women's and Tag Team Championships. They will both be awarded at Backlash, and a tournament for the tag team titles will begin tonight. Heath Slater showed up and promised to find a partner and win the tag team titles. McMahon and Bryan agreed that if he can win the entire tournament, beat everybody, he will win a spot on the main roster of SmackDown. AJ Styles attempted to interrupt, but was jumped behind from Ziggler. Very good segment. I liked what they were doing with these titles, making them feel important. All right, you want these guys fighting each other for them. Really boost up the momentum going into this. But honestly, I wouldn't have shown the titles right now, honestly, because when you watch these matches, you keep thinking, okay, he's going to win that. He's going to win that. You know, is that important? You know, what do I think of that? You need to have these championships covered. All right, you need to say, oh, what's behind that blanket? What's behind that sheet? You know, is the championship good? You know, does anybody have a picture? Can we determine what type of championship it is? Maybe it's not even a championship. Maybe it'll be a trophy. No, never mind. But you see, you need intrigue with these championships. You can't just, oh, you know, here's their championship. Oh, 14 tournament. They can't rush. They got to do those little things to introduce some intrigue to these builds and some intrigue to these matches. And that's just an easy way that they can make the tag team titles and the women's title look immediately more intriguing and better. Because you really don't know what you're fighting for going into it, you know? The intrigue level is high, and that's how that they should do it. But overall, I love the way they look. I have no complaints, really. I mean, they could be a little bit better, but it's okay. It's doable. I like the strap is blue, and it's got the silver plates on it for the tag team championships. It looks the same as the regular ones, but just the blue strap and the silver. Divas Championship, or women's, I should say, is the black strap, I believe. And then it's got the white background, and then the silver W, and then the blue plating. But, you know, your eyes don't immediately go to it, which they should. It's not as bad as the Universal Championship. I'll give it that. That looks like a piece of crap. All right, completely embarrassing. Hey, Finn Balor didn't even raise it up above his head once. You know why? Because it sucks. It looks like a piece of crap. Never mind on that. That's Raw. That's over on Raw. That's terrible. Our Raw was bad. Go watch the review. In fact, don't watch it. It might even depress you hearing about Raw, all right? Because it definitely damn depressed me. But we're here talking about SmackDown. We're all happy after a great show. All right, Becky Lynch defeated Alexa Bliss. Natalya and Naomi sat in commentary for this match. Lynch won via submission with a disarmer. It was all right. I mean, Becky Lynch, I'm excited for her to move up, but after this, Alexa Bliss needs a huge push, and I think Becky Lynch will be the winner, if not the contender, for this women's championship. Tag team title tournament, the Usos defeat the Ascension. The Usos won a fast-paced match with the Samoan Splash for the pinfall. Why? Why did they win? I mean, I get it. They get the crowd riled up. I get why they did this, but it wasn't the best decision. They needed the Ascension to win. The Ascension need a huge push, and I'm not going to complain if after this tournament, the Ascension will get the push that they need. Very good match. Amazing match. The Ascension is beautiful at what they do. The Usos, here's the thing about the Usos. They are amazing at what they do, but you can't tell the two of them apart. I don't know if I'm looking at Jimmy Uso or Jey Uso or Steven Uso or Roman Reigns. They all look the same. You need to have at least your name like somewhere on your shorts or something. Just please, just I need to know who is Jey and who is Jimmy. All right, because you both look the same and you both do the same moves. So how the hell am I going to tell you apart? All right. Moving on, tag team. Moving on from the tag team title tournament, AJ Styles came in the ring, proclaimed himself as the new face that runs this place, and said that he's going to be the number one contender to the WWE World Championship. Ziggler attempted to storm into the ring. Daniel Bryan actually came out and said that they both deserve to be the number one contender, but it's clear they want to fight. Bryan announced Ziggler versus Styles in the main event. If Styles wins, he faces Ambrose at Backlash for the world title. If Ziggler wins, he becomes a part of the triple threat at Backlash. So, let me tell you something about this. Ziggler, it wouldn't have really mattered. All right, AJ needs this win. Do not put Ziggler in this match. All right, you know why? If Ziggler was in this match, you shouldn't have Ziggler pin AJ Styles or Dean Ambrose. You need a guy like AJ Styles coming off fresh of a John Cena win to beat Dean Ambrose, a one-on-one. All right, no bull crap. If the next match that Dolph Ziggler goes into, he needs to win. All right, because he's starting to get the first stage of getting to that stale stage, and we don't need that. We don't need that. We need Ziggler hot. We need him ready for the main card. Overall, great segment. I love this hungry, vicious side of Ziggler. You know what I mean? Carmella, Nikki Bella made their entrances for a match against each other. Renee interviewed Nikki Bella about coming back from the injury before the match, but mid-interview, Carmella jumped her from behind. Carmella hit a new flatliner finisher and Nikki's own faceplant finisher, and the match was unable to take place. Carmella mocked Nikki from the top of the ramp. Awesome segment. I mean, let me tell you something about Carmella. She went in there and she basically jumped Nikki Bella and got the whole crowd going. Beautiful. Beautiful. You see, I never liked Carmella as a face. All right. I am the queen of Staten Island. Give me a break. Get off my television. All right. See, Carmella has all the mannerisms. She has all the body gestures. She's got the style. She's got the diva-like mentality. And she can wrestle. When I see her, I immediately think, okay, if I never saw her, I would look at her and say, oh, she looks like a bad guy. Oh, I'm going to root for the other person, Nikki Bella, because she looks hot. All right? Exactly. I never wanted Carmella as a face. Never enjoyed it. All right? She is a great wrestler. I'm not taking anything away from her wrestling, but she's got to stop the accent. All right? Stop the talking real long. Like, please. Go out there, act like a diva and back it up in the ring. Talk trash and back it up like a ring in the ring. She can be the greatest heel in the division, no question. The amount of character that she brings to the table, plus her wrestling, is great. Even the theme song reminds me of a heelish character. All right. The amount of momentum that she can bring to the women's division, if she can be the top heel in that women's division, it will do wonders for that title. She can be the next Charlotte of Smackdown. No. Moving on. Randy Orton came to the ring and talked about being in a fight of his life. against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. He was interrupted by Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt threatened him and then disappeared. Everything that Bray Wyatt is awesome. He's a genius. I don't know if he's booking his own promos, but it definitely sure seems like it because WWE Creative could not think of something like this. All right, Bray Wyatt is amazing in the ring. Check out my Full Blast podcast. I gave you every single reason why Bray Wyatt should be at the top of the main card each and every single week at the brand that he is on. And the fact that he wasn't even at SummerSlam, it's terrible. You see, he should be facing a Sami Zayn. He should be facing a Kevin Owens. He should be facing anybody. Apollo Crews. He makes feuds important. And when Bray Wyatt opens his mouth, you listen. You do. All right? A Randy Orton feud with Bray Wyatt, I'm all for it. Not right now, honestly, but I'm all for they build this match slowly, which I like what they did. They usually come off these pay-per-views, say, oh, he interrupted his match. Let's book it for Backlash. You see, it just kind of teases. Do we know that Randy Orton is going to face off with Bray Wyatt at Backlash? What's the stipulation? Who's going to be in it? Is the family behind it? Is it even going to happen at Backlash? Is it going to happen at Clash of Champions? Is Randy Orton fit to compete? You see, it raises all these questions. And that's what's going to make this feud important in the end, because it gave you intrigue and interest throughout the whole build to this pay-per-view. And that is how you build up a great match. And definitely, without a doubt, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton will indeed steal the show if they're on. Moving on, backstage, Shane McMahon said his issue with Brock was far from over. See, it's things like this, it's segments like this that get you interested in the show. It gets you to watch Raw. Is Shane McMahon going and gonna interfere? Is Brock Lesnar going to be on Raw? Are they going to be face to face? Are they going to face off? Just these little hints that get you intrigued to watch the next week, to watch Monday Night Raw. Simple little tricks that they were genius about. I saw it. You saw it. Nobody really thought about it, but that's what happened. And we need to see more of these little hints. All right, because I picked up on a lot of them tonight. And that's what made this show so great. And your eyes were glued to the TV 24/7 throughout the 2 hours duration of Smackdown Live. Moving on that, after getting turned down by the Miz and Arn Anderson, Rhino agreed to become Heath Slater's tag team partner. I mean, are they going to win the tag team titles? No, of course not. But Heath Slater, I don't know what's going on, but I'm interested into what's going to happen with him. He definitely has a crowd behind him. That's pretty much all he's got. I never really loved his wrestling, but I'm interested into where this goes. I'm not going to judge right now because we've only seen just a little bit of this. Rhino, Heath Slater make a terrible pair in my eyes, but whatever. I want to see how it plays out. I'm not going to judge before I see them wrestle. I'm not going to make the mistake of that. All right. Moving on. Tag team tournament. American Alpha defeated Breezango. American Alpha won their first round matchup with the Grand Amplitude. Beautiful match. Ever since Breezango, Tyler Breeze, and Fandango got together and paired as a tag team, I knew that it would be gold for television. And I could easily see Breezango being the next tag team championships. American Alpha are hot off all their wins. All right. They, no question, will be at least the winners of this tournament, or if not, the contenders. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, with all the hype that they came in with their wrestling style, they are money and gold. Get these guys at the top of the line when it comes to tag team divisions right here on Smackdown Live. Moving on to the main event. AJ Styles defeated Dolph Ziggler. Dean Ambrose sat in a commentary for this match. Styles won with the Styles Clash, so he will face Ambrose one-on-one for the world title at Backlash. He got in Ambrose's face after the match. So if you didn't know, the stipulation for this match was if Dolph Ziggler wins, there will be a triple threat added to Backlash, which I wouldn't mind either. But honestly, I'd rather prefer AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. Clean, done. AJ Styles picks up a win. You can't have AJ Styles lose. I mean, coming off the biggest win of his life against John Cena, coming off the great heel heat. I love how this show was built around AJ Styles. All right, he had 4 segments if you count his promo. His whole night was built off your top guy, and that's what you need each and every week. You need your top guy looking strong. And if you don't think that AJ Styles didn't look strong tonight, you got to be crazy. All right, he is winning against Dean Ambrose with all the momentum, and he will be the face of SmackDown. Dean Ambrose, I don't know what's going on with him. He had a terrible backstage moment where he came back from like a casino or whatever it was, but terrible. It showed that he didn't really care about the WWE Championship. I believe Dean Ambrose should have always been on Raw with his 2 brothers, and the Shield is going to reunite by the end of next month. Guarantee it. He will be on Raw. All right. One last thing. A main event is huge to a show. You know, Raw says, oh, we're going to have a main event. We're going to have this guy versus this guy. And they'll have a card lined up, and they'll show it before the commercial break every time. But that's not building up a main event. You see, I saw shades of Impact tonight because you know what they did last week? You know what Impact did last week? They built towards their main event in one night. You know why? I'll use the example with tonight, not Impact. So it makes you understand. AJ Styles have 4 segments. You know what happened on those 4 segments? 4 segments? Dolph Ziggler came out and tried to beat him. Security pulled him off. All right. We all thought that this was potentially being a backlash. All right. Because it's typical WWE. We just assume that. But you never see security pulling off somebody and then that being the main event tonight. Daniel Bryan said, all right, you guys will get your chance to pounce on each other, for Dolph Ziggler to finally get his revenge for AJ Styles rubbing it in his face in the beginning of the night. He said, all right, you guys are going to have a chance. Is it going to be a backlash? No, it's going to be tonight. And this main event was built around this SmackDown. Do you remember last week's main event? Do you? I don't, because it was probably garbage. What happened the week before? Do you remember last night? Of course you do. You know why? Because the show was built around the main event, and that is important. You need to think about what your main event really is. You need to go slowly and do little hints in the show to tease that main event. All right, it doesn't matter. You don't have to immediately build up Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose was hyping up the match, even being on commentary. AJ Styles even got into Dean Ambrose's face. So you didn't even need Dean Ambrose to interfere in this match to set up this pay-per-view match, and you're already intrigued. All right, WWE Raw needs to build their show around the main event. They need to have a big main event every single week. And it's not that hard. It is not that hard, and SmackDown proved it tonight. Dolph Ziggler versus AJ Styles. It's that simple. What'd they get? 15 minutes? 17? I don't know. But a beautiful match. Right? These guys know how to wrestle. Amazing. All right. It made AJ look strong, and it made Dolph Ziggler look strong in this match. And it didn't even look like Dolph Ziggler only looked strong in this match. He looked strong the whole night. Even though he lost in defeat, he still tried to beat up AJ Styles. And this creates intrigue going into these matches. Is Dolph Ziggler going to interfere in this match? Because Dolph Ziggler has shown a hungry side. He wants that championship. Is he going to interfere in this match? Is he mad about losing? Is he going to turn heel? What's going to happen? You come off of this night, SmackDown Live, 8/23/16, and you think, what's going to happen next week? Who's going to win the tag team tournaments? Who's going to win the women's tournament, the women's championship tournament? Who's going to be crowned the face of SmackDown? Will it be AJ Styles? Will it be Dolph Ziggler? Will it be Dean Ambrose? You have to be interested in the next week. I said this on the Full Blast podcast last week. All right, TNA Impact gave you an amazing show, and they planted seeds for you to watch to see the next week. They gave you storylines that were intriguing. Beautiful. I was impressed with tonight. I don't know who was booking. It damn sure wasn't Vince McMahon, because Vince McMahon wouldn't come up with something like this. SmackDown Live was amazing. And I'm not trying to sound bad, but it definitely blew Raw out of the park. Thank you guys for listening. This is the Faded Toxic Show, the must-see show. I hope you loved the intro. I was a little skeptical about how you would accept it, but Ice Cube opened up the show. Thank you, Ice Cube. A must-see show. Have a good night, guys. Watch TNA Impact tomorrow. Watch NXT tonight. Cruiserweight Classic. Do not miss it. I am right here. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here weekly and consistently to review everything and everything on SmackDown, Raw, TNA, UFC, MMA, NXT, everything. This is your platform, not mine. Faded Toxic out.